Yo, what's going on guys, man? Welcome back. Today I'm going to be showing you the top 5 meta loadouts after the big update in Warzone. A lot of people seem kind of confused at the moment in terms of what to use and what to go to. So I thought, why not make this video? Help some of you guys out that are a little bit lost at the moment. And honestly, I don't really make these types of videos, but if you do want to see more of this type, especially when a new update comes out, then definitely make sure you drop a like on the video, man. And I'll be sure to make more of them. If you are new around here, make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit the bell. I don't want you guys missing any of the content. I am sponsored by Boohoo, man, so you guys can use the link in the description and my code Braderz to get a nice discount at checkout. There's a bunch of nice clothing on there, so why not go check it out using the link in the description. But yeah, there was a lot of changes to the meta from the last update, whether that's from LMGs, ARs, SMGs, snipers even, to be fair. So I felt like I had to make this video, to be honest. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys are currently using at the moment in Warzone. But without further ado, let's get into it. First of all, before we get into this, I will say that there is a bunch of weapons that you can mix and match from these different loadouts I'm about to show you. So if you prefer one SMG from another class, then you can use it on another. It does make sense. So for number 5, we've got the Automaton and the MP40. So this is the Automaton setup that you want to use after the update. This thing caught a buff which reduced a lot of the recoil on it, which basically converted it back to the way it was before it got nerfed. A lot of people were using this when the Vanguard integration first came out, and then they ended up nerfing it, unfortunately. A lot of people are using it again, saying it feels just as good. So I've got the MX silencer, I've got the Anastasia barrel for better bullet velocity, I've got the 3 to 6 times scope, which is the meta at the moment. A lot of people are using this. Of course, you can switch it to the regular G16 scope all the way at the top right here. Again, personal preference when it comes to that. I've got the skeletal stock for more aiming, walking movement speed, tight grip for better accuracy whilst firing, fully loaded, you guys know the vibes with that. I've got the polymer grip for better flinch resistance, the 75 round mags for more bullets. You can switch it up if you want more damage, you can switch it up to this, but a lot of people tend to go for the 75 round mag just for the, you know, having more bullets. Length and better bullet velocity, and finally the Carver foregrip for better recoil control. This tends to be the best one in terms of ARs to use as an underbarrel, so why not throw that on? And yeah, a lot of people are using this at the moment. Apparently it's back in the current meta after it got buffed. And then finally, of course, in this loadout we've got the MP40. You guys know that it's still good, even though it got nerfed, it's still really good after the update. So I've got the recoil booster, the crossnick barrel, the crossnick iron sights as well. Actually, this makes it a little bit bigger, so I don't know, I just like them. They're really clean. You can use the slate reflector if you really want to. Again, personal preference. Remove stock for better hip fire accuracy, movement speed, steady for better strafe speed. I've got quick to sprint a little bit faster, polymer grip for better flinch resistance, the 45 round mag for better fire rate, recoil control, incendiary rounds. You guys know the vibes with that. It's just really annoying to come up against. And finally, the Carver foregrip for better recoil control and hip fire accuracy. Since it's an SMG, it works really well for it. So that's this loadout right here. That's at 5 for me. Again, you can really mix and match all of these, but it's a really good combination to use after the update for sure. Next, we've got the Cooper carbine as an AR and the Kar 98K. Now, I like to use this a lot on Rebirth, but it does translate into Caldera for sure. I've got the Cooper carbine setup right here, which is the MX silencer. I've got the Cooper custom barrel, which is the longest one, the G16 scope, the 2.5, the Cooper 45 RS for better, you know, firing, recoil, aim down, sight speed, tight grip for better accuracy. Again, I've got fully loaded. You guys know the vibes with that. Polymer grip for better flinch resistance, 60 round drum. This got buffed recently as well, I believe, so it's got better fire rate, aim down, sight speed, all of that. Length and better bullet velocity, and finally the Carver foregrip once again for better recoil control. This thing is just really versatile. You can use it at close range too. It just feels like a good overall weapon to use for sure. And then for secondary, I've got the Kar 98K. This thing still works really well. So I've got the monolithic suppressor, the longest barrel, tac laser, the sniper scope, and then the sleight of hand perk. Just so, hey, this thing reloads like 1 bullet at a time, but with this it goes really quick and it's really satisfying. So this is the best setup for it for sure. Altogether, this sniper complements the Cooper carbine a lot, just because at those very long ranges it's not the best AR to use, and that's why having a sniper as your secondary just works really well with this. But that is the next loadout for you guys to use. Next up, we've got the Type 11 and the Welgun. So this Type 11 has started to sneak up after the update because it's got the barrel that the Bren once had, that the Bren got taken away after the update. If you guys want to see right here, here is the setup. I've got the MX silencer, I've got this Sakura barrel, and this is the barrel that the Bren used to have. As you guys can see, it says damage does not diminish over range. This is the only LMG now that has that. Before, the Bren had it, and that's why everyone used to use it, because the damage didn't change no matter how far the enemy was. This Type 11 still has it, and that's why it fits into the meta right now. I've got a 3 to 6 times scope, the padded stock for better flinch resistance, all of that, brace for better, you know, fire and recoil control, fully loaded, polymer grip for better flinch resistance, 45 round mag. This is the mag that you would use on the Bren as well, so this has better movement, fire rate, all of that, length and better bullet velocity, and finally the Carver foregrip for recoil control. This thing's really good. A lot of people are using this to replace the Bren. Honestly, they're still very close, to be fair, but a lot of people just just like the fact that the damage does not diminish, so it's really good to use. And I used it in a video recently, popped off with it as you guys probably saw. And then next we've got the Welgun. This is a new SMG and it fits right into the meta. A lot of people are saying that this is the new, you know, MP40. A lot of people are going to this over that. So I've got the recoil booster, the shortest barrel right here, the 120mm for better fire rate, slate reflector. I've got the Garwin skeletal for better sprint to fire speed, all of that. Acrobatic for better movement speed, fully loaded, you guys know the vibes. Polymer grip for better flinch resistance. The 64 round mag, I heard J God say this is the best one to use. I personally was using the 48 round mag, I believe, but it turns out this 64 round is better. I'm not sure, but either way, throw that on. Incendiary rounds, of course, again, just to be annoying. And finally, the Carver foregrip for better recon control and hip fire accuracy. If you do want to change this ammunition, you can use hollow point for better limb damage. It's really up to you, but this is definitely, I think, the best SMG to use at the moment. A lot of people are switching to this over the MP40, so it's really personal preference. They're both definitely valid for sure, and that's the next loadout that you guys can try out. Coming up in second for me personally, we've got again the Bren and the MP40. This is still very viable in the new update for sure. Even though the Bren did get nerfed, it's still insanely good. So we've got the usual Bren setup, the MX silencer, this royal barrel. As you guys can see, it doesn't have that pro anymore, but even still, it still beams. To be fair, it definitely still is amazing. I've got the 3 to 6 times scope, the Hawkinson stock, which helps with flinch resistance, all of that. Tight grip for better accuracy again, fully loaded. Polymer grip for flinch resistance. The 40 round mag, which I just showed you on the Type 11, is on this too for better fire rate. Lengthening for more bullet velocity, and finally the Carver foregrip once again. Pretty standard setup right here, and this is what everyone was using on the Bren anyway, and it's definitely still viable. And then we've got, you know, the MP40 setup once again, because, you know, this is like the go-to. This is the go-to loadout for sure that a lot of people were using before the update, and I just wanted to let you guys know that it's definitely still viable after the update, 100%. But for the final loadout, this is what a lot of pro players have been using. This is what a lot of people have been switching to in my games and stuff like that, and this is personally what I've been using, especially running around on Rebirth Island. It's the STG and the Welgun, the new Welgun SMG. So you guys know I've already showed you the Welgun setup. That's it right there. Unfortunately, we still can't put a camo on it, but either way, this is the go-to SMG right now for sure. But then I've got the STG-44 as my main primary weapon, because basically what they did was they took away the visual recoil, so now it just feels like a straight laser beam. It feels easier to use at those longer ranges, and that's why a lot more people are using it. So if we go on this right here, this is the setup that I've got. So I've got the F8 stabilizer. Honestly, without this, I did feel like there was a little bit of kick. If you feel like you can control that and you don't really want to take that away, then you can definitely put on, you know, the recoil booster if you want to for better fire rate. I saw a lot of pros using that, or you can just put on the suppressor. Really up to your personal preference with that. I've got the 760mm barrel for better control, all of that, and damage range. The G16 2.5 scope. The quick fact about this actually, which I've seen a lot of people switch to, I like to put on this reticle, which is basically almost like the blue dot from like the hollow sight when the Modern Warfare weapons. I don't know, the standard one is a cross, and a lot of people have been switching to this dot. It's really up to you, personal preference again, but I use the G16. I've got the weighted stock for better accuracy, flinch resistance, recoil control, all of that. Vital for a little bit of extra damage. Again, you can take that off for acrobatic if you really want to. Fully loaded. Polymer grip for better flinch resistance. The 50 round mag, this is important in my opinion because it helps with movement speed, fire rate, recoil control, all of that. It helps with a lot, so I would throw this one on. Lengthen, better bullet velocity again, and then finally the hand stop under barrel for better recoil control and accuracy. People were using this over the Carver foregrip on this weapon. I'm not 100% sure why. I guess it's because this hand stop only takes away hip fire accuracy, and you don't use that on the STG. Either way, I feel like you can switch between them both. In fairness, this hand stop does help with recoil control and accuracy, whereas this Carver grip only helps with the recoil control and hip fire accuracy, which isn't really important on an AR at all. So again, personal preference, but I would go with a hand stop for the STG. And yeah, this thing slaps, man, and that's the #1 loadout in my opinion right now after the update. So definitely let me know what you guys are using at the moment, because I'd love to know. These are like my top 5 loadouts after the update for sure. Of course, there's some honorable mentions. You guys can get away with using a lot of weapons, and you guys will see me using a lot of other weapons too that are definitely still viable, but these are like the go-to ones that you're just safe with for sure. But you know, you can always get away with using an M4A1 after the update. The bar is decent after the update too. I know the NZ got buffed, definitely still not that good though, to be honest. I heard the AS44 isn't that good even though it got buffed as well. You know, there's always like the Modern Warfare weapons. The Kilo is really good after the update as well. You guys know the setup with that. The AMAX is really good. The EM2 as usual from, you know, Cold War is amazing still. In terms of SMGs, I've heard the Owen gun is really good. I've made a video on that before. The Cold War MP5, I made a video on that recently. Really good. There's a bunch of weapons that are still good. MAC 10, OTS 9, of course. There's a lot of honorable mentions, but these ones I tried to stick to, you know, Vanguard weapons other than the Kar 98K. These are all the best ones in my opinion. So make sure you try these out. Let me know if you want to see more videos like this. I definitely won't do them often, but if a new update comes out that changes the meta, I'll definitely do another one. And if you're using something different to what I've said here, let me know in the comments down below, and I'm down to try it out for sure.